What's up guys, Matt from the Full Boots team, and what a day of testing we have for you, because Mizuno must have heard me say how much I love their Japanese brand, because they have sent us not one but two of their brand new Rebula football boots. We've got the Made in Japan version and also the V1 model. Now what's the differences between each one, and are they really the best leather boots on the market? Let's find out in today's video. Speaking with the guys at Mizuno before they actually sent us their Rebula, and what they told us was they wanted to create the world's most advanced leather football boots. Now the way they've actually achieved this is by using a CT frame. We can see the branding on the medial side panel, and what it actually is like an internal rib cage system. We've mentioned that the Rebula features a CT frame, but what does that actually mean? Well, taking a closer look, and first of all, you can see that rib cage system is very, very prominent. But what it actually is there for, at the toe box, is to enhance touch and sense. At the side panels, it's there for stability and support. And finally, around the heel cup, it's there just to ensure fit is at optimal levels. An absolute standout feature of Mizuno's latest silo has to be that it hardly features any stitching whatsoever. Now the reason for this is that the CT frame actually breaks in at the same time as the leather, so it pretty much molds to your foot as soon as you slide it on. Saying that the Rebula doesn't feature much stitching is such an understatement. The only two pieces of stitching we can find is on that part of the boot above the Mizuno logo and on the opposing side panel. Now another reason for this is that stitching lines actually make the leather a little bit tougher, a little bit stiffer, so you want this Rebula to be incredibly soft, and it really is because of the lack of stitching. Mizuno's Rebulas both feature a CT frame which definitely look unique, but what's actually happening with each model's construction? Well, looking at the more premium MIJ version first, and what we're going to be finding is 5 layers to this upper, so it is very innovative. On that top layer we've got K leather. Underneath that is what Mizuno call a hot melt sheet. Underneath, memory foam. Underneath that, another layer of hot melt sheet, and then an inner lining. Overall, it feels incredibly premium, and I love the slightly rough, grippy feel of the upper. Now, looking at the V1 version, and it is slightly different. It is still a K leather material, it's got a slightly different finish to it. It almost feels a bit like a synthetic to me. It's very, very soft. It is even softer than the MIJ version, which is a little bit controversial because it is the cheaper model. Now, although it is softer, it does just lack a little bit of grip. It is much smoother to touch, so I think that's a slight negative. So although it's a bit softer, it doesn't feature that rough, grippy feel of the MIJ version. Flipping both the Rebula boots over and having a look at that outsole, and I'm absolutely loving the way these boots look on their sole plate. Now we've got two types of materials used. We've got a dual density P-backs and also a TPU plate, but there's also two different sections. We've got the stability spine and also the D-flex groove. But what do they actually do? Well, we've got 4 main benefits to it. We've got lateral stabilization, high level traction, energy transfer, and also optimal acceleration. Any of you guys that have worn Mizuno boots before, you will know just the amount of attention and detail Mizuno actually go to enhance performance. Now, taking a look at their sock liners, and it's one of my favourite features about their football boots. Their sock liners actually have a very sandpaper feel to them. They're incredibly rough, which means that your socks don't slide around whatsoever. So in terms of having high level lockdown and responsiveness, you just get a slightly better feel compared to some other football boots on the market. You guys have probably noticed by now there's not a great deal of difference between the MIJ and V1 Rebulas, but one part of the boots which are identical is the sole plate and stud configuration. But what shape of studs have we got? Well, from heel to toe we've got a lot of oval shaped studs, but also 3-bladed studs on the forefoot for braking and accelerating. But one really, really nice touch is that those blue oval studs are actually there to stop any unwanted buckling. You guys are watching this Rebula review and you're absolutely loving them and want to get yourself a pair, rightly so. So one very important factor is the fit and sizing. We're talking about sizing first, and they are very true. So just go for your standard size with any Nike, Adidas or Puma football boots if you've never gone with Mizuno before. Now, another great thing is that the fit is actually quite normal to wide. So even if you do have some quite wide feet, these will cater quite well for you. Now, one slight difference between the MIJ and V1 model is that on the heel cup of the MIJ, it's slightly pinched, especially compared to the V1. So they will just fit a little bit more snug around the back of the foot. Now, alongside the heel cup being slightly more pinched on the MIJ version over the V1 model, there's also some extra bonuses that MIJ has that the V1 doesn't. Putting the V1 aside, let's take a closer look at the MIJ version. And on that heel lining, we can see it's got some perforations, which might just mean that the sock grips onto the lining better. Now, alongside that, looking at that tongue, and it actually has a memory foam material just inside, which means they're going to be very comfortable. Without doubt, a massive part of today's video are these guys' competitors. Now, I'm just going to put the V1 aside. Although I think it's very soft and flexible and I enjoy it, I do personally prefer the MIJ model. It just looks and feels slightly more premium. So who are these guys going up against on the boot market? Now, we've got the Nike Tiempo Legend 7 and the Puma one, which have just been released. We've also got the Umbro Medusa and also the Copper 17.1. But which boot truly takes the crown as the best leather boot on the market? Well, call me biased, say it's because I'm testing them today, but for me personally, it has to be the MIJ Rebula by Mizuno. The craftsmanship and quality is so high level. I love these so much. If you love leather boots, give these guys a go for sure. Now, alongside the ultra premium Rebula MIJ, the Elite V1, we've also got the V2, the V2 indoor, the V3 and the V3 indoor. So Mizuno really have catered for all player types and also player budgets. Looking at the design of the first ever Mizuno Rebula, now we've got that black colorway with a little sparkle to it, some blue touches and some silver for logos and branding. Now, there's also two other colorways that you might not be aware about. These are all over white with blue and are all over pink with black as well. Yes guys, so we get to the end of the video and time for my overall thoughts. Mizuno wanted to create the world's most advanced leather football boots, and I think they've smashed it to absolute pieces. They've done such a good job, so a massive thumbs up from the black and orange team. Me personally, I love the MIJ. These are the ones I'd go for. These are outstanding, and also the V1s at £160 are one of the best value for money boots on the market of today. But which leather football boot really does take the crown in your personal opinion? Vote in the poll card now for your favourite, and also let us know in the comment section below your own personal feelings of Mizuno's Rebula. But guys, that is pretty much today's video all wrapped up, so we hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Cheers.